Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Timey-Wimey Tuesday here on the Multimedia Chronicles. Got a bit of a double whammy for you today because I missed last week. Sorry about that. I do have some stuff coming up, though. I'm just in the middle of working on it, so rest assured there's more Doctor Who stuff coming. In the meantime, I got an update and a package opening. Yes, got a few new goodies for the Doctor Who collection over the past couple weeks. And just received a package in the mail today, actually, that is a very significant addition to the collection. So let's take a look today on Timey-Wimey Tuesday on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Okay, so first off, update time. I picked up some comic books and a DVD. I bet most of you already know what that DVD is going to be, but I'll save it as a surprise anyway for those of you who don't. So first up, I picked up the third issue of Doctor Who, the Fourth Doctor Adventures. This is an adventure featuring the Fourth Doctor and Sarah Jane Smith, done in the wonderful style of the adventures of that era. I have to say, this comic is really nailing the feel of that era. I mean, this really just feels like a story that could have come right out of the, season 13, 14 period. The gothic horror period, as it were. And I should mention that is the third issue. I do have the first and second issues as well. I didn't even know they were doing this. I just happened to be in the comic shop one day and glanced at the Doctor Who comics on a whim. I haven't really looked at the new ones too much. So I had no idea they were doing comics based on the classic Doctors. So I was pretty stoked when I saw they had a Fourth Doctor series. It's apparently a mini-series. I don't know if it's 5 or 6 issues. I think it's 5. So 2 more to go, I guess. And I should mention something that was in the back of this one that I found very exciting. Speaking of past Doctor adventures, there's a third Doctor comic book miniseries coming out this August. So yeah, I will definitely be picking that up. My 2 favorite Doctors getting brand new adventures in comic book form. Hell yeah, sign me up. And I have to say, story-wise, great. Feels just like a classic adventure. And artwork. The artwork is fantastic in these. I gotta say, Titan Books is really doing a fantastic job with the Doctor Who comics. Speaking of which, picked up another one here. I haven't got a lot with the new Doctors, like from the new Doctor Who series. As you know, I'm more of a classic Who guy, but I enjoy both. And I do intend to pick up all of the comics featuring the new Doctors as well. So first off, I picked this one up here. The 4 Doctors, or actually just 4 Doctors. So this features a brief appearance by the War Doctor, and primarily features Doctors 10, 11, and 12. And written by Paul Cornell, who's actually written a lot of episodes for the show itself, as well as a lot of other comics and novels. He's just a terrific author who really knows his Doctor Who. And hold a second. What is going on over there? Sorry, the audio is hiccuping like mad. Alright, sorry about that. I have no idea what was happening. I monitor the recording of my audio. It does kind of a scrolling waveform as it records, and it was hiccuping and herky-jerking, so I was worried that it was messing up the audio, but the sound seemed to be fine. Anyway, 4 Doctors, really cool story. Really enjoyed this a lot. I'm going to do an actual full video about this at some point. I guess I can just tell you. I'm going to do a series of videos about the various multi-Doctor comic book events that they've done over the past few years. There's been some really good ones, and I wanted to talk about them. There's a couple I've actually been meaning to talk about since they first came out many, many years ago, and just have never got around to it. So I thought with this one out now, why not? Why not finally do that? So that's what I'm going to do. All right, so that's in forthcoming weeks. Anyway, so that's it for the comics. Next up, the DVD. You knew I was going to pick this up. I had to. It's the final piece of the puzzle. It is the last ever release of the classic series Doctor Who, The Underwater Menace. That's right, containing the earliest 2 surviving episodes, like complete episodes, of Patrick Troughton as the second Doctor. Now, kind of cool, this is actually in a slipcover. These releases never get slipcovers. The only one that has a slipcover was Enemy of the World. Was the Canadian release of Enemy of the World. We got the slipcover and then the regular cover inside, so that's kind of cool. But, yeah, so anyway, Underwater Menace. Awesome, finally. This release was pushed back and canceled and rescheduled and canceled again so many freaking times. I think originally the plan was to have the 2 missing episodes animated, but for whatever reason, something fell through with the animation company they had in mind, and they just never renegotiated or got another deal. So the 2 missing episodes, specifically episodes 1 and 4, are reconstructed using the original audio recording and then photos and clips and stuff like that. Apparently, I haven't watched it yet, but apparently it's not a very spectacular reconstruction of those episodes. I've seen some fan versions. They're actually quite good, and a lot of people said the fan versions are actually better. So what can I say? Anyway, it's nice to finally have the last 2 surviving episodes from the early days of Doctor Who finally released in official form. Up till now, we've only had episode 3, and then episode 2 was actually discovered back in 2011. Yeah, so it's taken 5 years to finally get it out on DVD. And it also features the last batch of extras from the Doctor Who restoration teams, which is pretty cool. Got all kinds of good stuff on there. I'm not going to do like a big review of it right now because I haven't watched any of it, but when I do the story-by-story reviews, we'll take a more in-depth look at the DVDs. All right, so that is it for the update. On to the package opening. This is the big news here. This is something that has been in the works for a while. This is a package from Quack and Ryan Chataway. No, Ryan didn't have anything to do with this one. This is solely a package from Quack and Ryan Chataway. No. Stop that. I don't even know where that's from. My old apartment. Like, how is that even possible? Anyway, this is something he was checking out one of his local thrift stores, like one of the local used bookstores, rather, and saw a big shelf full of, well, Doctor Who books, and thought I might be interested in them. So I said, yes, I would like them. And he sent me pictures of them. And he said, which ones do you want? And I said, all of them. And he said, okay. So then he got me all of them. Every single one that they have. And it's screwing up again. What is going on? Is like Windows running an update or something? Like, seriously, what the hell is going on here? Okay. I rebooted the computer. Everything seems to be fine now. So, without any further ado, let's open this package, shall we? Arrgh! The one that Ryan Chataway had absolutely nothing to do with. And Ryan Chataway. I give up. Anyway, here we go. I mean, this isn't even a gift. I'm paying him for these. Like, he just got them for me, and I'm reimbursing him. Happily. Holy moly. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh, hey, check it out. Holy shit. He sent me some black Blu-ray cases. Actually, black branded Blu-ray cases. I know exactly what these are for. This is to replace the damaged cases in the Halloween set. Yeah, so basically I was in the kitchen here admiring the lovely package art. I had it in my possession for less than 24 hours. So I was in the kitchen here admiring the beautiful artwork and checking out the booklet that it comes with as well. It's a very nice commemorative booklet. I turned the box slightly to get a look at the artwork on the back here, and all the cases proceeded to slip out of the box, and I caught them very quickly. I'm not going to recreate it now because that would just be silly. So I caught them, And Halloween 2 fell onto a box that was on the floor, so it was cushioned, it was fine. And then suddenly they slipped a little bit more, and I was kind of balancing it on my arm. My arm jerked trying to catch it, and the whole thing flipped out of my hand and landed on the hard kitchen floor, just wham! Spines down. And that's when I picked it up and saw little bits of plastic on the floor and realized that the upper corners of several of them were damaged. Well, I guess I'll show you. Basically, I thought it was only 4 cases. It was actually the last 5. Halloweens 1 through 5 are fine, but Halloween 6, 7, 8, and the 2 remakes are not fine. So first off, we have Halloween 6, which has the damage on the spine there. And if we open it up, you can see that it's actually split. Right, yeah, not fully, but pretty damn close, if you take a look there. And then Halloween H2O doesn't look as bad at first glance, but the corner is cracked there again. And once again, you can see good old eco cases, man. And everybody's been saying, oh, just send it back to Amazon, just say it was damaged in shipping. And it's like, yeah, you know what, I don't roll that way. I don't believe in cheating the system, because I am a firm believer in karma, man, and it's a bitch. Believe me, I know. Some days I feel like I'm paying off karma at a ridiculous rate. So, with plenty of interest. And then there we go. And, in fact, speaking of karma, one of my viewers said, what did you do in a previous life that caused that to happen? And it's like, I don't know, but I want to find past life me and slap him upside the head. So then finally we got Halloween 2. This one took the worst damage, which some of you may be laughing about because I know a lot of people don't like this one. But so let's open it up, and yeah, it's completely cracked. The spine is there, but it's only attached to one side. It's actually not attached to the other side. Yeah, so 5 of the 10 cases are irreparably damaged. So I looked on eBay. There are some sellers that sell the black cases, but not with the Blu-ray logo, so they're not official black cases. And they're only singles and not doubles, and some of those are double discs. So, yeah, I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. I know exactly what these are for. This is to replace the damaged cases in the Halloween set. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I had no idea you were sending these. This is fantastic. So let's see what all we got here. How many do we have? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25 Doctor Who books. And he even sent the he even sent the receipts should I ever need to return them to Florida. He lives in Florida? I didn't actually know he lived in Florida. I guess I would if I looked at the address. Alright, anyway, let's see what we got here. So first up, we got some of the Pinnacle Books editions. I'll just put them in numerical order here, not that it really matters. 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So we got Book 5, Doctor Who, The Revenge of the Cybermen. Here, hold on a second. I'm going to just move these, and we'll pile them all up on the rack here. There we go. All right. It's probably not going to be enough room, but anyway. So the Pinnacle Books editions, these were American books. They're basically the Target books, but they're American editions of them. I have the first 5. I think this one is a different printing. You can tell the printing by the color of the logo on the front, by the way. Not many people know that. Let's see. And it doesn't say. Well, maybe it says here. First printing, June 1979. There we go. All right, so first printing. There we go. Very cool. And then we have number 6, which is Doctor Who and the Loch Ness Monster, which is, of course, Terror of the Zygons. Very cool. So I had books 1 through 5. Well, I still have them. They did 10 total. So then we have book 7, Doctor Who and the Talons of Weng Chiang. Great story. Gotta love that one. Then we got book 8, Doctor Who and the Mask of Mandragora, which I just watched again for the first time in years recently. And then we have book 10, Doctor Who and the Android Invasion. It's considerably different cover art from these as well. And then finally, book 10, Doctor Who and the Seeds of Doom. Very cool. I remember PBS, when PBS stations would have their pledge drives, I often saw some of these on like available as premium thank you gifts if you pledged above a certain amount. But I was always curious about them because I never actually saw these editions in stores. I was like, what are those Doctor Who books? I've never seen those before. So, yeah, so then carrying on here, we got, in no particular order whatsoever, we have Doctor Who, the Celestial Toymaker. So, first Doctor adventure there. We've got Doctor Who, the Myth Makers. I guess I don't have to tell you that it's Doctor Who. You probably know that. We've got Doctor Who and the Zarbi. This is pretty cool. This was actually, I believe, the very first Doctor Who book ever published. This is a later edition of it. This is like a, 1981. This is the 1981 edition. The original was published in 1973. The original Target edition. I believe there was another edition before that from another publisher. Then we got the Crusaders, which is the Crusades. Very cool. This one, and the Daleks, I think, were the 3 earliest books. And then we have Terminus. Very cool. Oh, and this one's cool. This is from a short-lived series of adventures based on the companions of Doctor Who. We have Turlo and the Earthlink Dilemma. Yes, so there's another one of these I really want to get, which is Harry Sullivan's War, written by Harry Sullivan himself, Ian Marter. So that's one I've been wanting to check out for a while. So very cool. Those ones are kind of rare to find. And then we have... there we go. This one is probably a lot more enjoyable in book form. We have the Gunfighters. And more enjoyable in book form because you don't have to hear that freaking song when you're reading the book. And then we actually have 2 copies of Marco Polo. Yes. One of these will be a giveaway at some point. That was kind of the plan there. So we'll do... So one of you lucky viewers will be the recipient of one of those at some point. Oh, and here we go. I just talked about this one in one of the Target videos. We have Doctor Who, the Aztecs. Perfect. This is the exact edition I had. This is so awesome to finally have it again. Sweet. I'm really going to enjoy reading these, I got to say. And then, let's see, carrying on here, we have The Keys of Marinus. Very nice painted image of the TARDIS there. We have Galaxy 4. This is another one that I used to own, actually. I don't think I ever got around to reading it. The interesting thing about this one is there's only 4 chapters. So each episode is 1 chapter. So the chapters are really, really long. Yeah. Well, I guess not really long. They're like 30 or 40 pages. These books tend to average around 128 pages, thereabouts. Oh, then we have The Caves of Androzani. Fantastic. I've never read the book of this. I love the original TV version, though. It's definitely one of the all-time great Doctor Who stories. Delta and the Bannermen. Yes. The ones with this logo, the late 80s logo, a lot of them seem to be harder to come by. I think they were doing much lower print runs by that point. The series wasn't as popular. So, interesting. So it's always nice to get your hands on those because they tend to be kind of hard to get. We have The Visitation, which is got to have one of the laziest covers ever. Just a publicity picture of Peter Davison as the Doctor. And that's Wow, exciting cover, guys. Don't put too much effort in now. And then we have the Leisure Hive, or Leisure Hive, however you want to pronounce it. This was a pretty notable story in that this was the beginning of the 80s era, and when we had some big changes for the look of the show. Notice pretty much all of these have the neon tubing logo. That's kind of interesting. Then we have The Rescue. Pretty cool. This one seems to be kind of hard to find nowadays, too, so very cool to get that one. And then we have The Dominators. Very nice. I really like a lot of the like when they would do painted covers for these. Very nice. Like the neon tubing era in particular has some really nice painted covers. I can see these and these. You know, they're all beautiful. Well, except that one. And then finally we have The Mark of the Rani. There you go. So that is everything, and that is fantastic. So 25 books. Thank you so much, Quack. That really helps a lot. I mean, I looked all over the place here to see if there were any in any of the used bookstores, and I think I told this story a few times, but when I went and scoured the used bookstores here in town, I found one Doctor Who book. They didn't even have any of the newer Doctor Who books. They just had no Doctor Who at all. So I found one, and it was a book that I already had. Specifically, it was the novelization of Slipback, the radio play. Yeah, and that was it. And then here we have a couple pamphlets from the actual bookstore. So this is from Wilson's Book World in St. Petersburg, Florida. Cool. Awesome. And the original receipts. So there was two batches here. One was $64.20. One was $42.20. He said these averaged about $4 each, which is actually a phenomenally good price for those nowadays, considering they're all pretty much on the collector's market now. Alrighty, that is it for this week's Timey-Wimey Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed the big, massive update/package opening. And I'll see you next time. Till then, big thanks to my Patreon sponsors, especially Get Your Gorgeous On, the wonderful e-mag maintained by Michelle O'Toole and Simon Hedger, and of course, Kyle Pellegrini. Alrighty, that is it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara. Seriously, what is going on? Now it's screwing up again. What is going on here? What is the fucking problem? Now it's fine again. I saw the hard drive light going mad. I think it may be trying to do updates in the background, and I wish it would be a little more forthcoming about that. Because, I don't know, I just see things fucking up, and I have no idea why.